we can see a lot of melting and any icy conditions that develop should become wetter and safer.
Oh, hi. How you doing? This is College Classic Campus. It's on TC Raw. And we're reading God's Devil. You like God's Devil? What do you think when you think about God's Devil? What really comes to mind here? Do you think about Rob Parsley and Rob Parsley Associates, associations, or ministries? Do you think about God sent and what God sent might be doing so early in the morning? Well, we're reading the Word of God. We left off in, there was a serpent in our garden. The serpent was likely a beautiful creature, not the detestable beast that slithers on the ground, far from being afraid of this creature. Eve found herself attracted to it. She thought, of course, that she was simply fascinated by an animal and did not know that she was being captivated by an invisible being who sought her destruction. Well, a lot of people don't know this, but Satan looked human, everything about him except for his feet. What does that mean? Well, it means that the Greek mythology that people say is a bunch of bull crud is real. Greek mythology is real. There were actually creatures, unicorns and other creatures upon the earth that didn't get recreated after the flood. Dinosaurs, pterodactyls, flying huge creatures. They didn't get recreated. We don't see them for some reason. And the Bible, when you study, you find out why. You have to study, though, to find out. Just like the King James Version Bible versus the Apocrypha, or the Greek Septuagint, or the Aramaic, or the Hebrew. They don't have the same things in them as what we study from the Holy Bible, the King James Version. And King James wrote a book to his son, telling his son, or his nephew, the reason why, or his cousin, or his brother. But anyway, we won't go into that. That's another time. We have to understand that he didn't find those books necessary, so they were relieved. We understand that Satan had hoof feet. And when we read the lost books of the Bible, we come to find out even more than that. Did you know that from the lost book of the Bible, they traveled time to other worlds, other than this world here, and they would told Seth's grandson, we'll have you back by tomorrow. While we're there, you can have any woman you want. You can do this, you can do that. And the Bible declares their beauty was much more than anyone else. They were wearing makeup. Let's continue. So it's not hard to believe that Eve may have been attractive to this beast, this creature, because it was beautiful. A lot of people don't know this, but God allowed them to wear makeup. And that's why the Egyptians wore makeup.
Do I use a toothpaste that whitens my teeth, or one that's good for my teeth? Now I don't have to choose.
Eve found herself attracted to it. She thought, of course, that she was simply fascinated by an animal and did not know that she was being captivated by an invisible being who sought her destruction. Not so invisible. She saw him. She talked with him. And Satan has continued to use the same strategy throughout history. He did not come to King David and say, David, I hate you, and have a nasty plan for your life. No, he didn't do that at all. He said, I want to destroy you, your family, and your kingdom. No, he didn't do that either. He made friends with him. He's trying to make friends. The devil always tries to be friends with you. You have to cooperate and commit adultery with Bathsheba as the first step in the series of dominoes. You know what that means? It means you have to be deceived. and deceitful. Satan never shows us the consequences of psychedelic drugs or alcohol. It skillfully hides the results of pornography, immorality, and dishonesty, and nor does he show us the final state of those who hold to wrong beliefs about the Bible, Christ, and salvation. His strategy is to give people what they want, but to make sure they eventually get what he wants them to have, which is hell. We usually don't try to catch a mouse without a trap. A mouse trap is important because you can use it in your steed to catch your victim while you remain out of view. A trap can hold out the promise of food and fulfillment while keeping the consequences concealed. The mice see only the cheese and do not understand the wire and the powerful spring. And likewise, Satan wants to keep us ignorant of the intriguing dynamics taking place in the spirit world. He wants our circumstances to appear ordinary and his traps unsuspicious. Yet behind the trap is the trapper, and behold, the lie is the liar that Paul warned us about. And I'll give you that. But I am afraid that the serpent deceived Eve by his cunning. Your thoughts will be led astray from a sincere and pure devotion to Christ. For if someone comes and proclaims another Jesus than the one we proclaimed, or if you receive a different spirit from the one you received, or if you accept a different gospel from the one you accepted, you put up with it readily enough. 2 Corinthians 11:3-4. Satan is especially interested in selling another gospel with a sweeter message and a bogus guarantee. And sometimes Satan does use blatant lies, and at other times he mixes truth and error. Well, if we are blind to the part of the truth, we are open to deception. And no one is as blind as the person who has been deceived into believing that he now sees, rather than what he saw before, which was the truth. This is College Classic Campus 6. We're finding ourselves in a state, in a different state than what we're used to, as we read God's Devil, forwarded by R.C. Sproul. Excuse me. Excuse me. Written by Erwin W.Lutzer. God bless you.